Hello.
Bonsoir. Bienvenue pour ce live.
In English.
Oui. Yeah, it's gonna be in English. Welcome.
Hello. Hi, Vasi.
Oh, awesome. It's not only French people there.
No.
Welcome. I hope you had a wonderful day, and we're very happy to talk with you tonight. Thank you for all the questions you sent, and we will review them later. Can you hear us well? Is the sound good?
Just a thumbs up. Oh, yes.
Because we're starting to sell and give away stuff, so there is a bit of echo in every room here.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
Hey, nice to see you here. Wonderful. Okay, so tonight we are going to talk about our relocation. We're going away in about a month to Costa Rica. This is where we choose to create a new life. At least it's a starting point. So then we will take it from there and see how it's going, because it's a pretty special time in the world.
And it's also the first time for us to be in Costa Rica, so we actually don't know yet if it completely resonates with us. It looks like it, but we don't know.
It's only on paper for now, or on the screen, so we don't know 100% if we're going to love it or just like it, and it's a big difference to choose a place to live. Maybe I can just start about, we can start about us, because I don't know when the people will see this video, but we are in Berlin, and Christian is German, and I'm French, and I've always been living in France, and I've always been a French citizen, and I've started to go back and forth to Southeast Asia. This is where we met in Bali a few years ago, and then I was planning to have a life between Paris and Thailand, Koh Phangan, where we went many times, and also Bali. And I had a home in Koh Phangan, and I created a company because I wanted to do retreats there, and I rented a home for 3 years, and the COVID happened, the Corona Circus, as I call it, happened, and then all the projects were just aborted. So then I ended up here in Berlin with Christian, which got me here like a little bird, like, yeah, you can stay here. And then I never left. I stayed here. I got rid of all my stuff that I had in Paris. I had them shipped here to Berlin so that I could have everything and not having to travel with the masks and the tests and everything. And I could give back my apartment in Paris. And I've been here for almost a year and a half now with you.
Yes, and for me it looks a bit different. I'm here since 8 years here in Berlin. It's 8 years now. And I came here because of a job that I just recently actually quit. So 3 months ago I quit my job to become full-time coach and breathwork facilitator. And that's what I'm doing. In between, I was always traveling. I spent some time in Southeast Asia, where we then also met. And during this time when I was traveling, it got really clear to me that I also envision myself in a different place in the future. And this seems to be a good step to get there.
Yeah. Okay, so we will answer the questions that we received, but also feel free to ask questions here in the chat. Well, thank you, Anne-Christine. Alors, how and why did we choose Costa Rica? So first and foremost, I hate cold weather, which is not the case for Christian because he likes the cold weather too. He likes both. You do?
Yes, I like both in a certain balance. I easily get bored by too cold weather. It's not really true for too warm weather, but I know that I will also look forward at some point for a bit cold air.
I might not. I really enjoy tropical environments, and I really thrive when it's just sunny all year long. And I know it's going to be raining too, and I'm also used to the rain because of Bali and Kopangan, but I'm prepared for that and I'm okay with the rain. But I don't like the cold, and especially in Berlin, it was so cold for like 8 months. The winter is endless here, and I don't want to live another winter in Berlin. This is just awful.
Yeah, but regarding the rain season, so we will actually arrive in Costa Rica when it's raining. It's in the middle of the rain season, but the rain season, it's not like that it's raining the whole day. It's like a few hours, 1, 2, maybe 3 hours. At least that's what we heard about. Yeah, in winter in Berlin it's really cold. It's icy.
There are days here in Berlin where I didn't go out for like days, maybe 8 days or 10 days. I didn't do many steps in the winter. No. You can go out every day even if it's not nice, but I don't like it. So we choose Costa Rica because of the weather. This is the first point. And also because of different things like if something happens in the world, we want to be able to live in a place where we can grow food all year long. And not everywhere in the world you can do that. Of course, in the tropics you can do that. You can grow food all year long because it's easy. Everything is so luxurious. You just plant the seeds and then it grows. We're going to have things to learn, but obviously it's going to be easier than having just like this window of the weather from April to September, October. It's going to be very different because we can grow stuff all year long. Also, Bali and so Indonesia and Thailand, they haven't been very friendly regarding the Corona circus. They have been asking for PCR tests, for quarantine and things like that. So this is absolutely not something that we want to experience. So we choose another area of the world which was not necessarily asking for that. There are not so many countries which have been still friendly for tourists. There is Estonia, Sweden, like northern country of Europe, and the United States, a few states in the US, which we are also interested in, and Costa Rica has been from the beginning very friendly and very cool, stayed open, not so many requirements, so it's been quite easy to still go there.
Yes, yeah, these were a few reasons. Other reasons is also they carry a lot of great values. For example, they don't have any army. They got rid of the army, when was it? I don't know, 70 years, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I don't know. Which we really appreciate. Also the reforesting of the rainforest, which is a good thing. What else? They had one more thing where we thought about it's really good that they did it, that they're doing it.
Well, I think they are sustainable in energy.
Exactly, yeah.
Renewable energies.
Yeah, they're taking volcano energy. I never heard about that.
Yeah, which is pretty great. So yeah, that's a lot of pros for Costa Rica. So we've been thinking about it for about a year, I think, and slowly, step by step, watching documentaries, reading articles, taking our time to think about it. We don't speak Spanish, so we're learning.
Yeah, we're right now learning actually. We're right now in the process. My Spanish is, I don't know what kind of niveau it is. It's not at a niveau at all.
¿Qué día es hoy?
Oh, yeah.
Every day we ask each other, what is today? Today's date. And then we give each other today's date. And things like that, like every day. Repetition works. And then we use Duolingo.
Yes.
And I also take classes. And Christian will also probably take classes. Someone have asked me where I take my classes. I can give the person's name. His name is Francisco, that's his first name, and I can share it if you want. And I can, yeah, if you want to contact him, you can work with him too. It's great. He's also very awake, which is awesome because I can talk to him about everything. He's teaching me about how to refuse a vaccine and stuff in Spanish, which is it's great. I was lucky to find him, which is awesome. Someone asked, am I happy with my progress in Spanish? I am, that I'm still very shy into talking Spanish. I can understand quite a lot because I used to learn Spanish in my life. I was in circumstances where I was hearing Spanish, but not really speaking it. And this is very French to be able to understand the language but not speak it. But I will get over it, and step by step I will start speaking Spanish. Also, someone shared with me EFT videos. Luna, I think it was you, Luna. Coucou. And it's great if I do EFT in Spanish. I think I can improve a lot. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's a good one, yeah.
Someone asked, do we know people in Costa Rica?
A few people we know, not in person yet. We met them online, or I was with one in the training together. So there are a few people that we know, you could say so, yeah.
Yeah, I have a coach there, Regan Hillier. I choose to join her mastermind in late December, and in her group of coaches, like this is a mastermind for entrepreneurs, there are a few people living in Costa Rica. So I've never met them in person, and sometimes we exchange messages and stuff, but I don't know them so personally, so I will get to meet them there, which is great because we have same values about growing a success from the heart and helping people grow and helping people thrive. So this is nice to know that they will be in the country, although we will not be in the same area of the country. Actually, I think someone also asked, how did we choose where to land in the country, like where to start from in the country?
That was a difficult decision, actually. It took us a while to figure out where we want to start. But then as soon as we had it, it was really clear that it also completely makes sense that we choose this place. So where we will start is Santa Teresa, and Santa Teresa is quite famous for amazing surf spots. So there are actually a lot of expats as well. And this was one reason why we said, okay, maybe we will start there, because it will give us already certain orientation. It's not like that we're completely isolated. We have people that we can talk to in English, because our Spanish is really limited still. There were some different places. We were also looking at the Caribbean side, which is actually a bit nicer. The beaches are amazing, but it's also more isolated, and the Wi-Fi also doesn't look so good, and Wi-Fi obviously is a crucial part for us because we're running our business online. Yeah,
that's a good point, super important for us. Also, we've been here in the city for a year and a half, and we have all the convenience of the city. We can be delivered stuff. Our life is pretty easy here in Berlin. And stepping from Berlin to living in a very remote life in Costa Rica, a country that we don't know, seemed to be quite a big step. So we decided to go to an average size city, quite small compared to European cities, but still we will meet a lot of expats. We will have access to many things. There is an organic shop, there are facilities, there is a lot of things, and also a lot of things regarding health, like health practitioners, coaches, people like that. We also wanted to be able to meet like-minded people. Although we don't want to always be only surrounded by like-minded people, we want to be able to find them. So we have to be where they are, at least at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. Santa Teresa is a city. This is where we're going to stay for the first 3 months. We rented a home there for the first 3 months. Someone has asked if the live is only in English. Yes, it will be, because Christian's French is very limited, so we're not going to do it in French.
Nicely expressed.
This will be in English. What is the cost of living in Costa Rica? Do you want to go there?
That's a good question. What's the cost of living? I think regarding food, at least restaurants, you can compare to what we actually have here in Berlin. So meaning for one dish you will pay probably between 7 and 10 euros.
Dollars.
Dollars, yeah. Dollars, true.
We're going to get used to that.
A bit cheaper than here in Berlin eating out. but the places to rent are more expensive, and this also has to do with electricity. Electricity is super expensive there, and the internet is also super expensive, at least if you want to have a fixed line.
Yeah, if you go to touristy areas like what we are going to do, being in a hype city where tourists go, where surfers go and stuff, the homes are expensive. You need to have a budget of like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month to pay for the rent if you want like a nice home which is not too far from the beach, which you can go there a walking distance and everything, which were our requirements. But then if you want to live remotely, like if you want to have a home like in the jungle further away, then you will spend much less money. I think that in Costa Rica, if you live remotely, you can live cheap. But if you live in touristy areas, the prices are just rising super high. Americans go there on vacation and the prices get super high because of this touristy life.
Yeah, and what's also really expensive is basically everything that they import. So if you want to, for example, order something from the States, you can probably put 50% on top of the actual price for the taxes, for customs and so on.
Yeah, they're very protective in this way of the country, so they will, and we will also try to buy mostly local, but we will not be able to find everything that we are used to there, obviously. And getting deliveries seems also to be something that is very difficult there. So we're taking everything that we think we're going to need, we're taking with us, because it might not be easy to get anything from the outside.
And somehow I guess it's also the side where you can actually then save money because you just order less on Amazon.
That's right. Yeah. So you also already answered this question. Did you also plan on living abroad, or did Anne-Claire bring the project?
We came up, I would say, together with this project. But I mean, when we got together, it was really clear that you will still have also your digital nomad life, and it was also something that I really liked, the idea of it, and I worked towards it.
Yeah. Well, we met in Bali, as we said, so we already started our relationship on this basis. Like, I was already a traveling digital nomad, and he was on a sabbatical and like discovering the world, and so we were already attuned on this, this love for tropical places and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there were also times in between where we didn't see each other for 1 month, 2 months.
2 months, yeah.
And this might also come up again for us, actually, because I'm still planning to go to Germany or to the Netherlands at least from time to time, because I would like to visit my family, and they live really close to the Dutch border, so I will probably go to the Netherlands because I prefer it there. And this will be probably 2 to 3 months per year, I guess.
Yeah.
That I will spend in the Netherlands.
Then we continue. How did you make it happen to be able to leave? Because the person remembers that you were working in corporate.
Yes, exactly. So 3 months ago I quit my job in the corporate world. Before that I already did a couple of trainings. One was a breathwork facilitator training. I also did a mentorship in breathwork at the same school that I did this training. Then I also did a coaching training, and this enabled me to actually at some point quit my job at Zalando and then become an entrepreneur. But obviously this also required a lot of figuring out stuff, what I actually want to create with my coaching, with breathwork, what's the bigger vision of that all. And there are now different streams of opportunities that I have. One is my coaching business, the other one is my breathwork business, and then I'm also collaborating with 2 dear friends on a collective, Spirit of Breath Collective, and here we are offering training for breathwork. And these are basically Oh, I'm also doing from time to time freelance work in my old job. I have right now one job, but I'm not sure how long I will continue doing freelance work, but it's still one stream.
Yeah. You really took your time to make that happen, because when we met, you already had the idea of getting into something else. So it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And you started to learn something else, you got trained, you got new skills, and I must share that he's very committed. Like every morning he gets up early, he reads, he learns, he has a lot of online classes, so you really took it super seriously to be able to create this life. It was not like amateur, like maybe someday I'll do something. It was like, yeah, you really wanted to create something else, another reality for yourself. And I admire that. And you also took your time to do like step by step, starting to build your business, still having a job. And then when you felt that it was about time that you could leave the business, and then up.
Yeah, this is actually also an important point. What I basically did 2 years ago, that I reduced my working days at the company that I was working for to 4 days, so that I actually had more time for the trainings, for my business.
Yeah. Next question is also business related. How do you both handle the time difference and working with European clients?
So the time difference is 8 hours, right?
Right now it's 8, but then it will change probably to 7 hours.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
In the winter?
8 hours time difference. So meaning that when it's here evening, we have the morning. This means that we have time for our European clients in the morning. So I think I will probably open slots for 9 a.m., 10 a.m., meaning it's like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. here in Europe.
Yeah.
And then the afternoon, I will probably spend some time in creating programs, and creating online programs, because then I'm not dependent on the time zone anymore.
Yeah. So that's one thing. So we're going to be able to work in the morning until maybe early lunch, Costa Rican time. Then we can also grow clientele outside of Europe, obviously. We both speak English. I mean, we can have American clients, we can have Costa Rican clients, we can have clients in Quebec, in Canada. So then we're going to open up possibilities for ourselves and not only like focus on only having European clients. That makes no sense if we live, for example, if we live the rest of our lives in this time zone, we will probably also shift something and start to work with just American people, now north to south, America, everywhere, especially if we speak Spanish fluently. Who knows? Who knows if we're going to be able to coach in Spanish. That's another level. Yeah. It will be easier for Christian to adjust to this time zone because you're a morning person. So when you work in the morning, you can have clients here in the afternoon. It will be easy. I'm not a morning person. I don't like to have clients before 11. So it means 11, it's already super late in France. Right now it's like 7.
Yeah, and this actually also reminds me of a really good point why Costa Rica or this hemisphere is so attractive for me, because the sun goes down really early and goes up really early, and I'm an early bird person. I also like to go to bed early, and here we sometimes go to bed when it's still bright outside and doesn't feel really right, but I just need my proper sleep and enough sleep. But there it will change, because it will get dark at 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah, all year long.
Yeah.
There is no like shift like we have in Europe, where in Berlin here it was dark at 3 p.m. in the afternoon in the winter, and that was really difficult to experience. But then when we will live there, it will be all year long around 6, the sunset. How is going to be the travel with the measures, which is what's happening right now? So right now, the masks is mandatory to travel, so we're gonna have to wear masks. I'm going to need somnifère, un truc, sleeping pill,
Okay.
sleeping pill to quiet myself because I'm against the masks, but because it's to relocate, I really want to live and just go away. So it's gonna be okay. So the mask is mandatory. The tests depend on the country where you're going. And Costa Rica doesn't ask for tests. We don't know how it's going to be in 3 weeks before going. So we're gonna have to call before going to make sure on the Costa Rican website. We're gonna have to make sure with Air France. We're gonna have to make sure with Berlin airport. We're gonna have to make sure with the airport that we have a layover in. See, we have to call everyone, make sure that everyone is not requiring PCR test. And hopefully it will not be mandatory, because this thing is just bullshit and we don't want to do it. We're like, we've never done one and we don't want to do one. So we will see what happens. Another thing is the temperature. Apparently airports take temperatures for the people, maybe not every airport, but I will definitely refuse to get my temperature checked on my third eye, so I will ask them to do it on my wrist. It's going to be a bit of a standing for myself, so that I don't let anybody shoot me a laser here. It's a no-go. We're not doing that. Voilà. In French we have to say that this is a motif impérieux in French. We have to prove that we have to go to Costa Rica because this is on the list of the red countries or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just after we booked our flight, it became on the red list. But because I have a company, I can just say that we're traveling for the company. It's just business. It has to be done. So, yeah, we're just going to make a business paper, which is true because we want to create something there. We want to have a retreat place someday somewhere. So it's totally, yeah, aligned with that. Do you think you will miss your countries? Are you going to miss Germany?
I would not say that I will miss Germany. So if I come back, I will probably most likely be in the Netherlands because of the mentioned reason. My family lives close to the Dutch border, so I don't have to go to Germany. There's for sure some things that I will miss. The convenience that we have right now here. I will miss the options of restaurants that we have here in Berlin, all the deliveries that we get. I will miss friends and family, obviously. Yeah, there are a few things that I will miss in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah. I will miss the reliable Wi-Fi. I will miss the deliveries. The organic, the organic food is super available here in Germany. I will miss the nocciolata, which is the good Nutella, the healthy Nutella without milk. It's delicious, and I don't think I can get nocciolata there.
We have to import.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna cost like 10 euros. It would be insane. I will not miss something else. I'm at peace with moving forward with my life, and I'm not very close to my family, and I can talk to my friends online, and I'm comfortable with that. Already I've been in a foreign country now for a year and a half. I haven't seen families or friends for a year and a half. I've made a few new friends, but I'm not really someone who says I don't really miss people, like except if my lover is away. I can miss him, but I don't really miss people. It's not really my thing. So I'm happy to just create something else. Do you feel guilt? No, the person wrote, I feel guilt about being away. How do you deal with guilt?
That's a good one. Guilt, in which terms, I'm wondering? Because I can also sense, I'm not sure if I would describe it as guilt. I can feel a bit of guilt towards my family, that I'm leaving my family here, that I will miss the connection to my family. At the same time, I also try to figure out what are good ways to actually build an even stronger connection to them by being more remote, and this probably means like just being more open to my family, sharing more out of my life, sharing more emotions with my family. I think this can actually be the opposite of what I'm afraid of, that I would lose the connection. That connection maybe even create an opportunity to build more connection to them, even though there's maybe so much distance in between.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I guess the person who asked this question, maybe we can recommend to ask herself, what does it mean to be connected? And does connection have to be locally with the people so that you can touch them and feel them? Or can you also build connection which is deep and having a real presence and intimacy with someone even though you're far away? And that's a challenge, but it can also be an opportunity. About the guilt, it's also something that I've been working a lot with my therapist, Pierre-Antoine, which I often recommend because he's awesome. And the guilt is it's a big thing. Like, I've been feeling a lot of guilt for living in Paris, for living in Thailand, creating my own life, for making money, for like each step of the way there was a lot of guilt. And you always help me go through processes of visualization, of letting go of old stuff, and this is some kind of false loyalty, or like loyalty to things that are not serving us and that are making us heavier and preventing us from creating what is truly in our heart. So this is very important, to get rid of guilt and then to make our choices from our heart, whatever it is that we want. Maybe in the end we want to stay, but we should not be staying because of guilt. We should be staying because we want to be there. And this is a big one. And it's always work in progress because there are layers and layers and layers. This is deep inner work. I would just go back to the question which was asked by Marie. What's wrong with the laser in the forehead? Well, I don't want something to be touching my pineal gland. You know, here is a pineal gland which is sensitive to chemicals, sensitive to a laser is like you're pointing at it. I don't want it to be happening that they put something here. No. Nope. Okay. Next question. Do you keep anything in a storage place? If yes, what do you keep?
We don't have a storage place. We have some clothing that I will store at my parents' place or at my sister's place here in Germany, so that we come here and we don't have to freeze our asses off. But otherwise we don't have anything that we store here. So most things we are selling, or we also take a few things, but not much actually.
Yeah. We thought about it because we only moved in this big apartment about 9 months ago, and we absolutely love everything that we bought. The apartment is beautiful. We bought beautiful furniture. We have everything we love, and like the kitchen is like super healthy. We have all the healthy stuff in the kitchen, and this is a bit of a pain to sell everything and give away everything, regarding the fact that we choose consciously everything that we love. But this is a good letting go exercise.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I really like to reduce all my stuff that I have here. It feels really freeing actually.
It's easier for you.
Yeah. I mean, I already have way less stuff in here than you have, even though you only live here since 9 months. I'm living here since 8 years.
I have so many things. Yeah. So no, we're not keeping stuff, just 2 bags of clothes, winter clothes that Christian will put in his family's home. Yeah. Did you manage to sell all your things, or did you give them away? How did you give them away? Well, we're in the process of doing that. So
it's not a fun process.
No, it's not. Well, luckily you're super organized, so he made a spreadsheet with everything that we have, and photos, and the original prices, and the reduced price, and a ticking box for people who want to buy stuff from friends and family. And then, well, this is the next question too. We have a cleaning lady which comes every 2 weeks. She's awesome, Leah. She's a student, and We're giving a job to Leah. Oh yeah, it was frozen. We're giving a job to Leah so that she took everything in picture yesterday, so that it was like good pictures actually. And she's going to put everything on Facebook Marketplace and eBay so that she can help us get rid of everything. And then in the end, what will not be sold, we will ask for like a donation place to come and pick up everything that we need to get rid of.
Yeah, that we can't sell, or smaller things that it's not worth to sell, and things like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a few steps process, because first it was for families and friends and people around us, and then now it's going to be Facebook and eBay, and then in the end we will give everything. But we already started about 2-3 weeks ago, so this is a 2-month process to do that. Yeah. But we have a big apartment, so we have like 4 rooms, everything is full, so yeah. What are our biggest fears?
That something happens here, like for example in my family or something, and I'm not able to travel because of all the restrictions. This is for sure in my mind, and this is not a good anxiety, but I can deal with it. Otherwise, I think this is really like the biggest fear, that there's something happening and I can't come back because of restrictions. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
My biggest fear is because we will not be citizens of this country, Costa Rica, that our visa expires and that we will not be able to stay in the country or go to another country without being vaccinated or PCR'd to the brain, or whatever other measures, crazy measures that we might be forced to take. Although this is only stories I'm making up with my mind, because I think there will always be solutions, especially if we meet the right people. And I can stand up for myself, and I will not buy into the coercion. And so it's just a matter of being organized and knowing where to go and what to do. And we will see if we ask for residency. I guess asking for the residency would make me feel more safe, although this is a big commitment. So we will think about that too. We can speak a few words about that too afterwards. And what else? Yeah, bugs and mosquitoes. Because when I was in Thailand in 2019, I got dengue, and I went to the hospital for 1 week, and then it took me a bit of time to recover. I lost a lot of weight. It was a challenge, and I was alone, and it was a challenge to be that sick abroad. But I mean, I made it. If I made it to dengue, I can make it to other tropical stuff. And we know a lot about natural medicine and natural health, so we're prepared. We're going with a lot of natural remedies. I also plan to learn about local natural remedies. This is one of the first things that I want to know. I want to find the right people. I want to take classes. I want to learn about the plants. I really want to get into like survival kind of information, because I think it's not going to get better. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better in a few years. And I really want to be able to take care of myself, like for everything for all of my needs the upcoming years. I don't want to count on the government or on the shops or on any of that. So I want to find the right people. I want to learn the right knowledge. I want to be ready. I want to be responsible. Yeah. So this is a big one for me.
Yeah, and this is also our bigger vision, to have more sustainable, independent life and community around us.
Yeah. Let's answer this one, and then we can talk about the requirements to stay in the country. Are you not afraid of climatic catastrophes?
No, I haven't thought so much about it. But I mean, obviously, yeah, we might face it more. The risk is higher there than here. But I'm not so afraid. I was in Bali during some earthquakes. I think I experienced 20 earthquakes there, which was quite scary. But luckily they were not so heavy. But yeah, I don't know, somehow the fear is not coming up yet.
No, me neither. No. I have a small fear of tsunamis, but I don't think we will live all the time by the beach. When we are going to arrive, we will live by the beach, and then after a while, if we stay in this country, we will slowly go into the more like mountain or whatever, campaign, I don't know, the countryside, because we want to be able to grow food. And if you live by the beach, this is very sandy, so we're gonna have to find balance. So I guess we'll be further away from tsunamis, but then there are tornadoes, there are volcanoes, there are other things. Honestly, living here in Berlin made me feel very unsafe, because I felt that the people were not defending my rights, the people were not, I didn't feel really safe here in the city. And I'm looking forward to meet more open-minded people, more grounded people, close to nature. Finding community of people who know how actually do stuff, like survival stuff. And somehow the fear then is just, it balances things together. I think we can make it. I also feel that we're going to be protected.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was another question that I was asked is, do we help people getting, I don't know how the question was asked, I didn't write it down. It was something like, do we help people as coaches to do what we're actually doing right now? So I do coaching for health practitioners and coaches and stuff. I do not take new coaches right now because I'm teaching my own coaching training, and then I want to have a bit of time off and everything, so I'm not taking new clients right now. Christian is taking new clients, so there is space with him if you want to work on that.
Yes, exactly. So what I'm basically doing is that I try to help to find the vision, to find the purpose, to find more meaning in their lives, and to get rid of any blockages through coaching, inquiries, envisioning work, breath work to regulate our nervous system, and to also let go of anything that keeps us stuck.
Yeah. Well, we already have everything inside of us. Every resources we need is already in our hearts, and we're like immensely able to create whatever life we want to create. It's just that we need to be able to find a way to the intuition and to the strength to actually create it. So the question about how to stay in Costa Rica, and please feel free to ask any other questions if you have questions that we didn't answer. So how to stay there? So it's a 3 months tourist visa, especially if you're European. It's easy, you just come, you have a 3 months visa. Just before going there, you have to fill in a form online regarding your health, and you have to have an insurance which covers COVID, which is bullshit, but we're gonna do it anyway because this is required, except if you're vaccinated. But if you're on this account, you're probably not vaccinated. And then you can stay 3 months and then get out of the country and then come back inside of the country again and get another 3 months and another 3 months and another 3 months. It's unlimited. It's not like Thailand, which limits it to 6 to 8 to 9 months. It's here you can just stay. You can just come and go, come and go, come and go. Then they're working on a digital nomad visa.
Exactly.
And this is awesome because we've been looking at this visa for a year. Do you remember?
Yeah, we were hoping that this will come, and now it seems like it gets more concrete, that they will put it into place. Yeah. And this will allow us to stay there for, I don't know, 1.5 years? Or
1 year, I think.
1 year?
But you can do it again.
Yeah, we can renew it. So we can stay there for 1 year, then we have to cross the border just really quickly, and then we can already come back.
Yeah.
And have another year.
So the digital nomad visa is not yet active, but it should be in a few months. You have to be your own boss. You have to have a company. you have to justify that you make at least $3,000 a month, that you can sustain your life, that you're not going to be having trouble paying for your life in Costa Rica. And you will stay a citizen of your country, so it's only a visa. It's just, I will stay in France, you will stay in Germany as a citizen, and then we will have 1 year visa and 2 years if we renew it. Another way to stay without having to do the border run would be to ask for residency, and there are different ways to ask for residency. Obviously, we're not at the age to retire, so we cannot ask for retirement residency. We can ask for residency because we buy a property, and this is $150,000. If we buy a land or if we buy a home, if we invest in the country, then we can ask for residency. I think it's 3 years per 3 years or something like that we have to do the papers. In Costa Rica, every paper is done with lawyers. So we're gonna have to have lawyers. This is like very like this, which is good for the Spanish also for us, because doing the papers in Spanish with the subtlety at the beginning will be difficult. And otherwise, there is another way to ask for residency. This is to put money on a bank, Costa Rican bank, which is $60,000 for 2 years. And they will give you from this money, saving account, they will give you money every month. So this is a way for Costa Rica to know that you actually have money saved and that you can actually sustain your life once again every month by giving you this money. So this is a way to be protective of who is allowed to stay there without trouble.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. Maybe there are things that I forget. Yeah, marrying a Costa Rican person, obviously this is also something that helps you get residency, I guess. But
yeah, but otherwise I'm actually looking forward for some trips to other countries, as long as it's easy to travel. I'm looking forward to go to some other South American countries, but also visiting the States. I never have been there. But I think I will be also quickly annoyed by all the visa ones.
yeah, I don't want to do visa run like all the time. But going to the US, I would love to go to the US too, especially those states which are really fighting for freedom. I think it's exciting to go there and have the freedom that we haven't had in Germany for such a long time. Just being there and feeling free there, it would be awesome. Because in Costa Rica, if you go to the big city, the masks are mandatory inside and everything up to now. I don't know how it's going to be in the future, but right now, some of the best places to live are some states of the US. Except that you have to deal with their president and that, like, so many different things in the US that we don't like, fluoride in the water, like so many things that are like things that we don't like. But we cannot like everything about a place. It's just like just balance of things. And yeah, we would like to go to Hawaii too. I've been there and I loved it, and I would love to go with you.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah. Which states are free? Well, Florida is the first one, which was really open from the very beginning. Texas, and in Texas there is Austin, and in Austin there is a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches that we follow. And yeah, they're creating communities there, they're defending their rights, and there's no masks mandatory, no PCR bullshit, none of these things.
Yeah, I think this is the most interesting thing about America, at least for me, about the States, that there's so many smaller communities. They're building smaller communities which are more independent. Yeah, this is really appealing, really interesting for us to also explore.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions? I think it's been almost a year, an hour. Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really.
No?
Nothing comes to my mind.
Okay.
But something's on your mind.
Yeah, I would like to say that we don't know what to expect exactly. This is a leap of faith, and sometimes you have to trust that your heart is taking you to the right place. And I do trust that, because when my heart told me go to Thailand, when my heart told me go to India, Then my heart told me go to Bali and meet that guy. And when my heart told me create your business and all of these things, it opened up amazing possibilities for my life. So I don't know what exactly is going to happen, and I'm looking forward to discover it. I think it's going to take some new resources from me. Like, I can feel that, of course, it's going to be uncomfortable. Of course, I'm going to have challenges, and you too. But we're going to get stronger out of those challenges by being in the discomfort and discovering new things about ourselves that we could not have discovered if we would have stayed here.
Yeah.
So I think this is pretty awesome to do that. We don't know what's going to happen, so it's just, we will be curious. We are as curious as you, because I know a lot of people have written to me and said, oh, I'm so curious about what you're going to be doing there. And I am too, because we don't know.
Yeah, we really don't know. It's a big step into the unknown. We have no idea.
No.
We know a few things about Costa Rica, but you know how it is. It's oftentimes when you're there, it's completely different than you expect. And we haven't been there, so
yeah, we'll see.
It will be an adventure.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward.
I think when we have a dream in our heart of something that we can create, even though it's not precise, life is asking us to go there and figure out. And it's only because we take the step and we go there to figure out that we meet the people. We get to understand why we went there. Maybe it was just a stepping stone towards something else. And it's about trusting this process. So this is what we're doing, trusting the process. Yeah. Someone is asking, is Hawaii free? It is not.
No.
Hawaii is pretty messed up right now, I think. It's not great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So we wish you a beautiful summer and follow your heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy the week.
Yeah.
Make the best out of it.
Feel free to reach out to us if you're also planning in relocating to Costa Rica. I actually created a group in French, French-speaking people who are relocating to Costa Rica this year. It's only for people who are serious about relocating, because it's not like for tourists who want to know where to go. This is for people who are actually relocating. So we're sharing tips and informations and stuff together. It's a Telegram group. And yeah, reach out to us if you live already in Costa Rica. And yeah, we're looking forward to meet like-minded people, friendly, and co-create maybe something like community feeling. I'd love to create something like that.
Thank you very much for the good vibes. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, much love to you. Bonne soirée.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.